All right, we are live and we're going to jump into this. Thank you for everybody tuning in, Facebook land, Instagram land, YouTube, wherever you're watching this on your favorite podcast channel, whatever it is. I appreciate you jumping in. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about underperformers and how they scare away your best A players. I recently just talked to a doctor who owns multiple practices, and they have one office that's not performing well. Their ROI is not there. They're getting plenty of new patients. They're getting plenty of opportunities, but their production is down. And as we dove into the numbers, what we realized was this office was really, really struggling with the doctor actually getting the patient to do the treatment. Now, I went through and asked all the questions, right? Is this a hygienist problem and punting over the treatment? No, we have great hygienists and they're doing a great job in pointing out problems and passing it to the doctor. Is it a treatment coordinator problem? No. Actually, the treatment coordinators are actually complaining about the doctors. And you say, does this really happen? Absolutely, this happens. And a lot of times people just ignore it. And what really is the cringy thing is that A players are always scared away from businesses when underperformers are not held accountable. You have to hold underperformers accountable. Now, listen, I know legally there's a process that you have to go through to let people go and those kind of things, but if you don't deal with it quickly, your good people will go. I don't want to be a part of a team. If I'm the best player on the team or I'm an A player on the team, if the coach is allowing somebody else to run point guard and they're turning over the ball every single play. And so most dentists do not realize that they are actually scaring away their best players because they refuse to hold accountable the underperformers. So you say, okay, well, Gary, how do I actually solve this problem? I'm glad you asked. There's actually a book out there called Radical Candor, and I suggest you check it out. But if you don't have time to check it out, I'm going to give you the 5 things that Radical Candor tells you to do. Number 1, the most important, don't avoid the conversation. This is what dentists do. They just sweep it under the rug and pretend like it doesn't exist. You can't do that. If you do that, your best performing team members will leave, and then you'll have to fill them in with B players, and then you'll be even more in a world of hurt. You have to address underperformers. You have to. So that's number 1. Address the conversation. Don't avoid it. Address it right away. Number 2, she says in her book, in Radical Candor, give clear, kind feedback. I noticed your last project came in late. What happened? How can we fix it? I noticed that this patient that you recommended treatment on and the patient wanted to get it done, you told them not to do it and just to wait because of their insurance, but the patient wasn't worried about their insurance. Like these kinds of issues, you just have to have clear conversations with them. Give them clear, kind feedback. Number 3, figure out the root problem. Not all underperformance is laziness. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's a lack of skill. Sometimes it's just they're paralyzed because they don't know what to do. You have to draw that out. Do not assume it's just laziness. Don't guess. You have to ask. Why is this happening? What is the root problem? Why this keeps occurring with you? Number 3 is you have to decide if it's a will or a skill problem. A will or a skill problem. You say, what is that? Well, if it's a skill problem, sometimes you can train that up, right? If you have a doctor that can't do a particular procedure, you can train them up. You can give some of that type of patient to other doctors. Or maybe it's a treatment coordinator that just needs a little bit of training on how they present the information. That can be solved. A skill problem can be solved. A will problem can't be solved. You cannot solve a will problem. You cannot motivate someone who does not want to be motivated. You've heard it said before, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And so you have to get really clear on that. And then number 5, they use the get stuff done will. So it's a 7-step cycle. So listen, clarify, debate, decide, persuade, execute, learn, and then you repeat that. So I'm not going to jump into that today, but you can read the book and go check it out. And she also goes into like rock stars versus superstars and things like that. So good book. Definitely check it out. But at the end of the day, you have to realize if you have underperformers in your office and you're not holding them accountable, you will lose your best team members. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.